Imagine standing at a crossroad, torn between two paths, one leading toward love and attachment, the other toward faith and obedience to Allah. Your heart wants to hold on, but your soul feels uneasy. You tell yourself that things will get better, that the struggles you face are just temporary. But what if these struggles are not just obstacles? What if they are signs from Allah, guiding you away from something harmful? Have you ever been in a relationship that drains your peace? A relationship that fills your heart with doubt instead of certainty? A bond that constantly makes you question your own worth, your values, and even your faith? If so, then this video is for you. Sometimes we get so emotionally invested in a relationship that we ignore the warnings placed right in front of us. We convince ourselves that love is enough to make things work. But in reality, not every relationship is meant to last. Some connections are a test, while others are a blessing. Some people come into our lives to guide us, while others come to distract us from the path of righteousness. Imagine standing at a crossroad, torn between two paths, one leading toward love and attachment, the other toward faith and obedience to Allah. Your heart wants to hold on, but your soul feels uneasy. You tell yourself that things will get better, that the struggles you face are just temporary. But what if these struggles are not just obstacles? What if they are signs from Allah, guiding you away from something harmful? Have you ever been in a relationship that drains your peace? A relationship that fills your heart with doubt instead of certainty? A bond that constantly makes you question your own worth, your values, and even your faith? If so, then this video is for you. Sometimes we get so emotionally invested in a relationship that we ignore the warnings placed right in front of us. We convince ourselves that love is enough to make things work. But in reality, not every relationship is meant to last. Some connections are a test, while others are a blessing. Some people come into our lives to guide us, while others come to distract us from the path of righteousness. In this video, we will explore clear signs that Allah doesn't want you with someone. These are not ordinary warning signs. They are divine signals from the Almighty, protecting you from harm. Ignoring them can lead to emotional distress, spiritual downfall, and even lifelong regret. But here's something important to remember. This is not just about a romantic relationship. It could be a friendship, a business partnership, or even a family bond that is pulling you away from Allah's mercy. A toxic relationship doesn't always announce itself with loud arguments or visible betrayals. Sometimes it comes in the form of subtle changes, losing yourself, drifting away from your faith, feeling constant unease without knowing why. Pay close attention until the end of this video. The signs we will discuss today could save you from making a painful mistake. They could be the difference between a life of struggle and a life of peace. They could be the warning from Allah that you have been waiting for. Do not ignore the signs, because when Allah wants to protect you from something, He will show you again and again, until you choose to listen. The first sign: a relationship that pulls you away from Allah. One of the clearest signs that a relationship is not meant for you is when it pulls you away from Allah instead of bringing you closer to Him. A good relationship, whether it's with a spouse, a friend, or even a business partner, should strengthen your faith, not weaken it. Think about it. A person who truly cares for you should also care about your connection with your Creator. They should remind you to pray, encourage you to stay on the right path, and support you in becoming a better Muslim. But what happens when a relationship does the opposite? What happens when being with someone makes you forget Allah, neglect your prayers, and compromise your Islamic values? Allah warns us in the Quran, and the close friends that day will be enemies to each other except for the righteous. Surah Az-Zukhruf 43:67. This means that on the day of judgment, many relationships that were built on worldly desires will turn into regret. Those who influenced each other in the wrong direction will no longer stand as friends. Instead, they will blame one another for their mistakes. Only those who encouraged each other toward righteousness will remain as companions. So ask yourself, does this relationship make me a better Muslim? Does it remind me of my purpose in life? Or does it lead me toward sin, distractions, and a weaker faith? The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, also gave us a powerful warning. A man follows the religion of his close friend, so let one of you look at whom he befriends. Sunan Abu Dawud 4833. This hadith teaches us that the people we surround ourselves with have a direct impact on our actions, thoughts, and even our beliefs. If you constantly spend time with someone who is careless about their deen, someone who sees no harm in sin, someone who makes you feel like obeying Allah is a burden, then over time you may start to think and act like them. It may start small, missing a prayer here and there, watching something haram because it's just entertainment, speaking in a way that displeases Allah. But before you know it, your heart becomes distant from Allah, and you no longer feel the same connection to your faith. A true companion, whether in friendship or marriage, is one who pushes you toward Jannah, not one who drags you toward the fire. If someone constantly encourages you to ignore your religious duties, convinces you that haram is not a big deal, or makes you feel ashamed for wanting to practice Islam, they are not good for you. This is not just about the major sins. Even small compromises in your faith can be a warning sign. Maybe they don't directly tell you to stop praying, but they make plans that interfere with your salah. Maybe they don't force you to do haram, but they create an environment where sin feels normal and obedience to Allah feels strange. If you notice that your relationship is making you weaker in faith, it is not a blessing, it is a test. And sometimes, the test is not about how much you can hold on, but about whether you are willing to let go for the sake of Allah. The second sign, a relationship that brings constant distress. Remember, no relationship in this world is worth sacrificing your relationship with Allah. Because in the end, when everything else fades away, He is the only one who will remain. One of the greatest gifts from Allah is sakinah, peace and tranquility. A relationship, whether it's marriage, friendship, or any close bond, should bring comfort to your heart, not constant distress. When Allah blesses a relationship, He fills it with mutual love, kindness, and understanding. But when a relationship is not meant for you, you will feel the opposite: unease, anxiety, and a heavy heart. Allah beautifully describes a successful marital relationship in the Quran. And among His signs is that He created for you spouses from among yourselves, that you may find tranquility in them, and He placed between you affection and mercy. This verse reminds us that a truly good relationship is one that provides peace, affection, and mercy. But what happens when these things are missing? What if a relationship becomes a source of pain instead of comfort? If you find yourself constantly arguing, feeling emotionally drained, or experiencing endless misunderstandings, this is a strong sign that something is not right. If you wake up every day with a heavy heart, feeling suffocated or questioning your happiness, then this may be Allah's way of showing you that this relationship is not for you. Love alone is not enough if there is no peace. A relationship may have moments of happiness, but if those moments are rare and mostly overshadowed by sadness, doubt, or conflict, then it is not a blessing, it is a test. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, The most beloved people to Allah are those who bring the most benefit to others, and the most beloved deeds to Allah are to make a Muslim happy. Tabarani, Hassan. A person who truly cares for you will not be the reason for your endless tears. They will not make you feel small, unworthy, or constantly uncertain about your place in their life. A relationship should uplift you, not break you down piece by piece. Ask yourself, do I feel safe and secure in this relationship? Does this person bring me peace or constant stress? Do I feel emotionally supported, or do I feel alone even when they are around? When Allah removes peace from a relationship, it is often a sign of protection, not punishment. It means He wants better for you. But sometimes we refuse to see the signs. We hold on, thinking things will change. We ignore the warnings and convince ourselves that suffering is normal. But deep down, we know that Allah does not place peace in relationships that are not good for us. If your heart feels heavy, if your mind is always restless, if your soul feels disconnected, listen to these feelings. They may be Allah's way of guiding you towards something better. Letting go of a relationship that lacks peace is not a failure. It is an act of faith. Trust that Allah will replace what is lost with something far greater, something filled with sakina, peace, love, and true happiness. Have you ever tried to make something work, but no matter how much effort you put in, things just don't fall into place? You keep pushing forward, hoping that things will change, yet every step feels like a struggle. Doors keep closing, obstacles keep appearing, and nothing seems to go smoothly. This is not just a coincidence. Sometimes these challenges are not there to test your patience. They are there to redirect you away from something that is not meant for you. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "But perhaps you hate a thing, and it is good for you, and perhaps you love a thing, and it is bad for you. And Allah knows, while you know not." Surah Al-Baqarah 2:216. We may desperately want something, believing it will bring us happiness, but only Allah knows what is truly good for us. When a relationship is not meant for you, He places obstacles in your path, not to punish you, but to protect you from harm. Maybe you have experienced this before. Failed proposals, constant misunderstandings, financial struggles, or family disapproval. Every time you think things are getting better, another problem appears. It feels like you are trying to walk through a door that refuses to open. When Allah wants something for you, He makes it easy, He paves the way and removes unnecessary hardships. But when something is not written for you, He will block every road leading to it, no matter how much you try to force it. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, gave us a powerful tool for situations like this, Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer for guidance. When you sincerely pray istikhara, you are asking Allah, "O Allah, if this is good for me, then make it easy for me. And if it is bad for me, then take it away from me and take me away from it." If after praying istikhara you find that obstacles keep arising, if your heart feels uneasy, if things keep going wrong despite your best efforts, this is a sign from Allah. It is His way of telling you that this relationship is not for you. Some people ignore these signs, thinking that if they just try harder, things will improve. But forcing something that is not meant for you will only lead to greater pain and regret in the future. If Allah is closing a door, trust Him. Let go and have faith that He will lead you to something better. Do not see obstacles as failures. See them as guidance. When a relationship is truly meant for you, it will not be built on constant struggle. It will be built on ease, peace, and Allah's blessings. A person's true worth is not in their words, their promises, or even their outward appearance. It is in their character. The way someone treats you, the way they behave in difficult situations, and the way they respect or disregard others says everything about who they truly are. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, taught us, "The best of you are those who are best to their families, and I am the best among you to my family." A good relationship is not built on empty words. It is built on honesty, kindness, and patience. If someone is dishonest, manipulative, abusive, arrogant, or careless about your feelings, then this is a serious warning. No matter how much they claim to love you, if their actions constantly hurt you, then their love is not sincere. Some people make excuses for bad character. They tell themselves, "Maybe they will change," or "I just need to be more patient." But remember, good character is not something that appears overnight. If someone has no desire to improve themselves, no effort to correct their mistakes, and no willingness to treat you with kindness, then this is not the person Allah wants you to be with. Allah reminds us in the Quran, "Good women are for good men, and good men are for good women." Surah An-Nur 24-26. This means that righteousness attracts righteousness. A person who truly fears Allah will strive to be the best version of themselves. They will not treat you with disrespect. They will not play games with your emotions. They will not hurt you with their words or actions without feeling any remorse. Ask yourself, does this person have good manners and a kind heart? Are they truthful, or do they constantly lie and deceive? Do they take responsibility for their mistakes, or do they always blame others? Do they respect my dignity, or do they humiliate me when they are angry? If the person you are with shows no effort in improving their character, this is a major sign that Allah is guiding you away from them. True love is not just about emotions, it is about respect, patience, and sincerity. A person who lacks these qualities will only bring pain and regret into your life. Do not ignore the warning signs. If Allah is showing you that this person does not have the character of a righteous companion, trust that He will replace them with someone better, someone who fears Allah, treats you with love and dignity, and will be a true blessing in your life. Sometimes your body feels what your heart cannot explain. You may not have a clear reason, but deep down you feel uneasy, anxious, or spiritually drained whenever you are around a certain person. This is not just an emotional reaction. This could be Allah guiding your instincts, protecting you from harm. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "Righteousness is in good character, and sin is what wavers in your heart, and you dislike that people find out about it." Hadith. This hadith teaches us that when something is not right, your heart will feel unsettled. You might try to ignore it. You might convince yourself that it's just overthinking. But that feeling of unease, discomfort, or exhaustion is not without reason. A relationship that is truly meant for you will not leave you feeling constantly drained. It will not make you feel like you are losing yourself. It will not push you into a state of spiritual emptiness. Ask yourself, do I feel closer to Allah when I am with this person, or do I feel distant? Does this relationship give me a sense of peace, or does it leave me restless and uncertain? Am I forcing myself to stay despite feeling emotionally or spiritually exhausted? If your heart never feels at peace and you constantly feel like something is wrong but cannot explain why, do not ignore this feeling. This could be Allah's way of protecting you from something harmful, something that you cannot see, but He knows is not good for you. True peace comes from Allah. When a relationship is built on sincerity, mutual respect, and righteousness, it will bring peace to your heart. But when a relationship is not meant for you, it will drain you, confuse you, and leave you feeling empty. Trust the guidance of your heart. If a relationship constantly takes away your inner peace, It is not a blessing. It is a sign to walk away. Letting go may feel difficult, but Allah never takes something away except to give you something far better in return. If you have recognized these signs in your relationship, do not ignore them. These are not random struggles or coincidences. They are clear indications from Allah that something is not right. The worst mistake you can make is to overlook these warnings and continue down a path that may lead to regret. So what should you do next? How do you move forward when you realize that a relationship is not meant for you? 1. Turn to Allah. The first and most important step is to seek guidance from the one who knows what is best for you. Increase your prayers, especially Salat al-Istikhara, the prayer for guidance. Make sincere dua and ask Allah to remove anything harmful from your life and replace it with what is good. Allah loves when His servants turn to Him, especially in times of confusion and distress. No matter how difficult it feels, Allah will never leave you without help. 2. Seek wise counsel. Do not make life-changing decisions based on emotions alone. Speak to knowledgeable scholars, respected family members, or trusted friends who can give you sincere and Islamic advice. Sometimes an outsider sees what we are too emotionally attached to recognize. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said, "The believer is the mirror of his brother." Abu Dawud 4918. This means that those who truly care for you will reflect the truth, even if it is hard to hear. Do not isolate yourself. Seek wisdom from those who want the best for you. 3. Prioritize your faith. If a relationship is pulling you away from Islam, weakening your iman, or making you compromise your values, then it is not worth keeping. No relationship in this world is more valuable than your relationship with Allah. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "Whoever gives up something for the sake of Allah, He will replace it with something better." Ahmad. This is a promise. What you give up today may seem painful, but what Allah has planned for you is far greater than what you are leaving behind. 4. Have tawakkul, trust in Allah. Letting go is difficult. The heart wants what it wants, even when it is harmful. But true faith means trust, trusting that Allah sees what we cannot see. Allah reminds us, "Whoever fears Allah, He will make for him a way out and will provide for him from where he does not expect." Surah At-Talaq 65:3. This means that even if a relationship ends, Allah will open new doors. He will guide you to better friendships, better opportunities, and, if it is written for you, a spouse who will truly be a blessing in your life. Final thoughts. If Allah is removing someone from your life, trust that it is for your own good. Do not chase after what Allah is saving you from. What is written for you will never pass you by, and what is not meant for you will never stay. Are you in a relationship that carries these signs? Let us know in the comments how you plan to put your trust in Allah's wisdom. May Allah guide us all to what is best. Ameen.